This is the barn right here. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Built in between 1910 and 1911. It's always nice when they, and then it was upgraded I think around 1930. As I was saying, it's always nice when they keep something like this. I think it gives the town character. And they built the library pretty close to this, and kind of the design element for the library was to match this barn. This is probably one of the nicest libraries in the state. It's right over here. Right out in front there, they have a screened-in porch with Adirondack chairs, kind of overlooking this field. You get a nice breeze, coming off the field. It's absolutely a beautiful library inside and out. Beautiful day, I don't know, 75, 76 degrees, light breeze. It wasn't like a couple weeks ago. We had a stretch where it was probably 95, 100 degrees for a week straight and humid. So it's a little nicer conditions than it was. Over there, there's a old stone wall over in that area. So I'm getting a lot of like barbed wire kind of along this fence. So I was digging thinking it was barbed wire, but I kept getting a really good signal. And digging. Thought, I almost gave up, and I was thinking it was little pieces of barbed wire. So eventually, I found it. Want to see it? It's silver. I don't know, well, you can see that. 1898. What does that say? Victoria. I will clean it up a little bit when we get home, and I'll give you. That's Canadian. We're entering the woods of forgotten toys. What's that? I don't know. A couple pairs of shoes. They got somebody. In New England we kind of take this for granted. There's a pun there. In New Hampshire we take this for granted. I meant to say granted, but it works, so we'll use it. You find these stone walls everywhere. It was a way for farmers to, clear their fields. It's just mind-boggling the amount of work that went into doing that. Kind of blows the mind when you consider the miles and miles. And oftentimes they were also used as property boundaries too. And sometimes they're a good place to detect. If you see a break in the stone wall like there, or right here, could have been a road or a footpath. And oftentimes they're pretty good to detect too, because people would lean against them, take breaks against them. It's just fascinating. Makes you respect a lot to farmers. The effort and the work they put into doing these things. For those of you that aren't into the technical metal detecting stuff, and you just want to see places and want to see cool finds, might want to skip this part. This is going into kind of some of the technical stuff. Okay, so I'm running a Fisher metal detector. The Mars Tiger coil on it, double D coil. And how I usually run it is on custom mode. I hear all metals, even iron. I set it up 1, so I think 22 is the low iron grunt, which is kind of the low, if you're in a real iron rich area, it sounds like a machine gun going off, because you're constantly hearing nails, staples, everything like that. So I think 1 through 22 or 1 through 20 is that low iron grunt. And I have it set up where everything above 20 is a high tone. I only use 2 tones. One, and the other reason I listen to everything is if you're out in the woods and you're looking around for home sites, or where a home site once was, you want to hear everything. Because if you're hearing nothing, then all of a sudden you come out to an area and the machine starts going off. you know you're kind of in an area where people were, and potential of some finds out there. And what you're doing basically is you're looking for a solid, repeatable signal, which means, now suppose there's a coin right there, where my boot is. If you're going over it and you're getting it's jumping from 90 to 60 back to 90, and that's what that is. It'll give you a number on here, which is your VDI number right here. But what you're looking for is you're looking for something that's steady, that doesn't deviate 2 or 3 numbers. But a lot of factors play into that as well. So if you're going over and you're getting 60, 61, back to 60, 63, and it's repeatable and steady every time you're passing over that, then that usually indicates something good. Usually. But like I said, there's a lot of factors that play. EMI interference. It could be sitting in a bed of nails, which the rust will leach into the ground, interfere with the signal. There's a lot of factors at play. I think I found their lair where they're hiding out, so we got to be extra careful around here. Another victim. They drag him down in that hole. Right down there. All joking aside, these are sometimes, depending on the age, these are great places to find old bottles. Back in the olden times, they just kind of threw their trash into any low-lying area. Down a hill, into a swamp, into a river. Plus everyone up there on the highway throwing bottles and stuff down here. Not the kind of bottles we're looking for. What's in there? I think they're raccoon. Yep, raccoon. You can see fish. Yeah, those are frogs. Tadpoles. Just a little tip. If you're looking for old bottles and you find a riverbank like this, you want to kind of look in the sides of the riverbank, closer to the bottom. And if you see any bits of brick or bottles sticking out right along the bottom there, that's probably a pretty good indication that they're pretty old. You know what that is? It's a trap. Not for me, but for animals. Don't know how old. Not an expert in traps. This is kind of an odd find, being way out here. Giant serving spoon. For giants? Okay guys. I don't know if I should call the police on this one, but kind of firearm. Let me show you. '66 Power Master. I don't know, I just think some kid was out here playing with his BB gun and left it out here. We'll bring it back to get it out of the woods.